Hey y'all. Hey Denise. Hey Amazing 80. Hey Erica. Everybody said they've been thinking about me. People was emailing me saying they thought something was wrong. No, I've been ducked off in the cut and doing what I do. Hey Black Jewel. Hey Erica. Hey Marie. Black Jewel, I sent you an email. I sent you an email, honey. I'm gonna try to wait till some more people get on. Hey Diana. I'm actually super nervous about today's presentation. I'm super nervous. Um, First of all, let me know if you guys can hear me. Drop me a 1 if you guys can hear me because I'm working from a different device. I'm working from my daughter's device. So if you guys can hear me, drop me a 1. Let me do a quick sound check. But I'm nervous as hell about this live presentation because for one, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done this in a while. So it's like I'm doing it for the first time. I'm nervous as hell. But I got some good information for y'all today. Yes, I'm still working on Kanika's case. I can't give up. This was something that I was called to do. No matter how much I tried to deny it or walk away from it and say it's just too much, don't get me wrong. It was nothing I wanted to wrestle with because I don't care about Kanika or the case. It was just the fact that I just thought it was just becoming too much for me, so I was thinking like, yeah, I could just be a behind the scenes type of person and help other people out because this right here is just becoming too much for me. But at the same time, when you called and there's nothing you can do about it, and if you are somebody like myself who's been looking forward to aligning with your destiny, it's like you will answer that call, and you would just trust in God and you would just do what you have to do. So that's why I'm here. Okay, that's why I'm here. It's something that I was called to do. All right. So yeah, I have been working behind the scenes. I have been looking at the next level of this investigation. I do believe that God has been giving me revelation. I do believe he has been sending people to confirm the revelation that he's given me. And I put together a presentation for y'all today. Okay. What's up, Lily? Hey, Fabulous, Nana, Vanessa. I've been really good, Nana. I've been good. Blessed, girl. I can't complain. Siobhan Robinson. I got y'all. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. And this is the reason why I can do this with confidence, because I know I got y'all. And I know Kanika's spirit is with me. I know her spirit is with me. Okay. I know God is with me. That's the reason why I can do this with confidence and with boldness. Yes, I do get tired. Yes, I do sometimes feel like giving up. Sometimes feel like fainting. That's the human side of me, but I'll never give up the fight. And that's the rebel side of me. Okay, that's the soldier side of me. But okay, since I got some viewers, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. Y'all know how I am. I like to go ahead and jump right into it, kick it off. I don't like to have people waiting around. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna do I like doing my presentations live. I have done some presentations before in the past, just recording them and posting them. But I really like doing them live because I like reading the comments along the way. I like making sure everybody have a full understanding as to what I'm presenting to y'all. Okay. And this right here, what I'm getting ready to present to y'all, it was above my level of understanding. Okay. But I've really spoken with some people that really helped me to figure this out. Okay. And one of the guys, I'm just gonna call him Fredo. Shout out to Fredo because you came right on time. You came right on time. I have been working on this timeline presentation for like maybe a week or two. And I was confused. I started, I stopped, and you came right on time and helped me figure this thing out. And that's what I'm getting ready to present to the world today. This presentation that I've been working on. Hey, Steph, I love you. It's what is it? It's sellable. Hi, Fred. That's my Fredo right there. That's my Fredo right there. Fredo just came and he came along right on time. Right on time. So Fred, I'm hoping I make you proud during this presentation, because you know, one thing I can say, when somebody bring me a slab of rib, you know, with the grace of God, with the glory of God and the anointing that's on me, I'm able to chop that boy up into some rib tips. And I kind of believe that that's what I did with the information that you gave me too. You know, you helped me to make sense of everything. And I was able to look at stuff and actually see a picture. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys what I came up with, you know, with the help of my team and with the help of old Fredo. All right. So we'll get right to it, because I only got like a couple of hours before I have to get off, because y'all know I can go 3-4 hours. The real shopaholic, she said, go ahead, girl, do your thing. You always make me proud. I hope to make y'all proud. I was just having a conversation with Melissa. Melissa, if you won't hear, shout out to you. You've been holding me down. She's a new truth seeker, and I just love her to pieces. But I just had a conversation with her right before I did this live. And I told her, I always talk about not being a people pleaser, but at the end of the day, I am. You know, I always want to make people proud. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't care about doing it for myself, but it's like I want to make you proud, you know, that I did you good, some good in your life. You get what I'm saying? So I guess you can say that's a people pleaser. So I hope to make Kanika proud. I hope to make the Lord proud. I hope to make you guys proud. Fredo, with the information you brought to me, I hope I understand it. I hope I can translate it right. I hope to make you proud. And that's just from the bottom of my heart, y'all. I love y'all. All right, I'm gonna stop because I'll cry. I will. I straight up will cry. So let me go ahead and get started, okay? We're going to look into timelines of specific events, okay? And this is an event that God pretty much outlined for me, you know, as far as my area of focus at this moment, okay? I believe He's going to break down everything into like segments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might not get the full picture all in one day. We're not. He'll break things down into segments, if you guys get what I'm saying. So right now I'm going to show y'all a fraction of something that he showed me in regards to timeline. Okay, so we're going to work on that. Oh, okay. Trying to get this going right. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, like I told you, I'm using my daughter's device. I'm using a different device, so I'm trying to get this right. Okay, we're going to get started. Okay, y'all draw me a 1 if the screen pop up, and you guys can see the screen. And draw me a 1 and let me know you guys can see the presentation screen and you guys can hear good before I get started. Hey, Amelia, I miss you too. Hey, Carolyn, I talk to you a lot. Okay, you guys can see the screen. You guys can hear me good. Okay, if at any time you guys don't hear me good, drop me a 2. Okay, if you guys just feeling lost as to what I'm saying, drop me a 2. I'll slow down, but I'm not looking at the Google Hangout screen. Okay, I do have my other device where I'm looking at the chat. Okay, but I'm behind the scenes, so if you guys can't hear me, if you guys is just lost in anything, just drop me a 2 and I'll slow down and go back. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start off with, hey Siobhan, hey girl. I'm gonna start off with how we discovered our timeline, okay, and why I believe our timeline is actually accurate, okay, and how we come to get to the timeline that we, everything we're going to discuss. This was brought to my attention by Fred, okay, Fredo. Like I said, he was a genius at figuring this out right here. This is something that I think many people just didn't consider when looking at the timeline. Okay, this presentation might be a little boring, but I guarantee you guys, if y'all stick with me, if you guys follow along, you will see exactly what I'm getting ready to point out to you. Y'all are pay attention and y'all are peeping. You feel me? Okay, so now the police CAD, we first, like Fred wanted me to first understand what the police CAD was, which is a computer-aided dispatch system. Okay, this is a system that all law enforcement have. This system cannot be compromised or manipulated. Whatever time the dispatch communicates via radio to law enforcement are set in stone. Those times are transmitted through a CAD system, which is a national database in DC. Local agencies cannot change those times. Okay, so whatever time the cops are dispatched onto a scene, those times are recorded. And sometimes those conversations are translated into SMS messages. Okay, but those times are set in stone and cannot be manipulated. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay. Therefore, the times reflected on the Rosemont website that shows the dispatch times are actual times. Okay, so the times that we actually see Rosemont being dispatched to the scene, these are actual times. These times cannot be manipulated. These times are actually set in stone. Okay, but one thing that we have to keep in mind, the times are recorded in UTC. Okay, the times are recorded in UCT because it is a national database. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Because it's a national database, the times are recorded in universal time code, or it's another name for it, but it's recorded in UTC time. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next slide. Like I said, at any moment that you guys not with me, let me know. This right here is an example of the system itself. Okay, but this right here is a fire department system, but it's basically the same CAD system that they use. Okay, and I decided to use this picture because look at the picture. It actually says the location was 962, and I thought about room 926. I said, Lord, is this a sign that I'm on the right track? But anyway, I decided to use this as an example, even though it's a fire call, but I want you guys to actually see how the locations and the time and everything is recorded and is set in stone. This cannot be manipulated. You guys are with me. Okay. Coordinated Universal Time. Okay. UTC time. It's 5 hours ahead of Chicago time. Okay, so whenever dispatch gets a call, it's recorded in UTC time. Depending on the time zone, depending on the location, the time zone have to be converted into, you see what I'm saying, into the time zone, into the proper time zone. So all the dispatches are recorded in universal time. Okay, unless it's converted. If I'm saying this right, if I'm not, help me out. Okay, 11:30 a.m. will be considered 6:36 a.m. in Chicago time. Okay, so it's 5 hours ahead of Chicago time. All right. Told you I was nervous. Converting the times. When those times are converted by subtracting 5 hours, we know that Rosemont PD was dispatched starting at 23. Okay, now it's recorded that they were dispatched starting at 23:18 on Sunday morning, September the 10th. Okay, which is really when you subtract 5 hours, because remember, the 23:18 is UTC time. Okay, so you must subtract 5 hours in order to get Chicago's time. Okay, so subtracting 5 hours from 23:18, it would actually be 18:18 Chicago time. This time would be converted into 6:18 p.m. on the 9th of September. Okay, so dispatch gets the call to the Crown Plaza. It's recorded as 23:18, but yet it's recorded as 23:18 UTC time. When you actually subtract 5 hours from there, you'll actually get Chicago time, which is 18:18, which is 6:18 on Saturday. Okay, so this is the time that dispatch was sent to the hotel. 6:18 on Saturday, if you guys are with me, on the 9th. And I know it might sound a little bit far off, but just follow me, y'all. September, Saturday night. Right, 6 p.m. Saturday evening, night. Right, Fred? Okay. All right. Let me know at any moment, Fred, if I'm giving out some misinformation, because I feel you got my back. Okay. The fabricated timeline constructed by Crown Plaza. Okay, the Crown Plaza constructed their timeline around the recorded times depicted in Rosemont PD dispatching times, which reflect 23:18, in which they messed up big time by not converting the actual proper times. So what Crown Plaza did was they used the 23:18, but not the actual proper time. They didn't subtract 5 hours Chicago time. So when you see Rosemont PD at the Crown Plaza at 23:18, that is incorrect. What they were doing is trying to set a timeline that mirrored this dispatching timeline, because they know that that could not be manipulated or changed. So where they messed up at is, instead of them actually having 18:18, they had 23:18, which was UTC time. Okay, so this is where they messed up. They did not actually convert the time to get the proper time, if you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so I got right here, the Crown Plaza's times are not actual times, and they need to be converted accordingly. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's look at the timelines of the cover-up crew. Y'all know I make names for everybody, and I saw these 3 people. I saw them around the same time in the same hallway, so I just named them the cover-up crew. Rosemont PD, the editor, which I really believe this is Cassandra, now that I see her in the hallway around the same time as the other ones, and the bar manager. I call these guys the cover-up crew. So let's kind of look at their timeline and try to figure out the proper timeline by subtracting 5 hours. Okay, so right here, we see Rosemont PD on the scene at 23:18. Okay. We see Rosemont PD on the footage during the hours of 23:37. I'm sorry. When converting this time from UCT Chicago time, it would actually be 18. Okay. No, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I was on live and it just shut me down. Wow. Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? it a It just shut down again. My broadcast was just interrupted again, y'all. I don't know if they're going to let me make it through this whole presentation. This is crazy. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to try to make it through this, y'all, because it looked like I keep getting interruptions. So I'm going to try to make it through this, y'all. What's going on? You're in and out. Can y'all hear me? Drop me a one if y'all can hear me. Drop me a one if y'all can hear me. I don't know. I might have to start it over. Okay. Okay, so y'all can hear me good? If not, I'll just start it over. Go live with Facebook. I might have to start it over. Okay, so y'all saying y'all can hear me good. Okay. All right, cool. All right, let's get back to it then. Let me know at any time if anything go on, because I can't see when I don't even know where y'all last heard me at, because I can't see it when they stopping it. I'm just looking at the twos. Okay, so let me go back to it. Okay, I see Fred actually explained it to y'all too, and helped you guys out a little bit with it as to what I was saying. You was at the police time in the hallway. Okay. All right, I was right here. Google is doing in the on your screen. I don't know. Okay. So like I said, you guys, the proper time that we see them right here in the hall is actually 6:37. You have to subtract 5 hours from the 23 hours in order to get the Chicago time, okay, which will make it 18 hours and 37 minutes. Okay. All right, so that's what I just explained here. All right, so this is another reason why I believe that this was actually Cassandra, because just minutes, it was actually maybe what, 4 minutes, maybe 4 minutes after. Okay, at 23:42, 5 minutes after you see Rosemont PD walking through the halls, you actually see who I believe is the editor, editor of Chicago Tribune, Cassandra. Like I said, this time also has to be converted. So it was actually on Saturday at 6:42 when you see Rosemont PD walk down the hall at 6:38. When you see Cassandra walk behind them at 6:42. Okay. The bar manager seen in the same hallway. Let me go back to that, y'all. Kind of look like my slides is skipping. Okay, so this photo right here of the bar manager at 23:16. Again, it have to be subtracted by 5 hours. This is actually 18:46, which will mean it's 6:46, literally 4 minutes after you see Cassandra walking out down this hall. You see him. Same hall, okay? And it's the reason why I kind of pointed them three out, because you see them all in the same hall coming from somewhere around the same time, okay? Just minutes away from each other. So you know that they was just meeting up. They was just gathered together, okay? So it's the reason why I wanted to point that out. Okay, bar manager seen in the same hallway. The bar manager seen at 23:46, which would mean he was at the hotel at 11:46 when considering the time given. But how could that be possible when his shift ended at 10:30? Okay, and the Crown Plaza employee time card shows that no one worked past their shift. Okay, so by subtracting the 5 hours, like I said, you guys, you actually get 1846, which means that he was there at 6:42. This would be the proper time. This would actually place him at the hotel during his shift and not after, as some believe that looking at the UTC time. Okay, he was actually on shift during this time right here. Okay, so when he's seen in this hallway, it's actually 6:42 p.m. Okay, and like I said, he just 4 minutes behind Cassandra. Okay. All right, let me know if I'm losing some of y'all. So I just put a quick note. Rosemont PD was dispatched to the hotel at 6:18 on the night of September the 9th. Okay, all three parties, Rosemont PD, the editor, and the bar manager, were at the hotel around 6:18 to 6:40 and seen walking down the same hall just minutes apart from each other. Just wanted to point that out and show y'all that. Okay, now I'm also going to take y'all through a series of Lenora and Teresa being escorted in the ballroom. Okay, Lenora is seen on camera at 23:47, around the same time, you guys, which is actually 18:47, 6:47 p.m. Okay, she's escorted inside the ballroom or conference room as she awaits for Teresa. Teresa follows behind Lenora, approximately 10 seconds behind Lenora, okay, where she's now inside the ballroom. They both come running out 22 seconds later. Okay? Pay attention to this. Okay? It's 23:47. So it's actually 6:47. Now remember, we just saw the other crew meeting up in a separate hallway around this same time. Okay? A few minutes earlier. Okay? So this is Lenora walking into this room. All right? Mom is behind. She's actually 10 seconds behind her, to be exact. Okay, here go Mom walking into the room. Notice the time. Mom came 10 seconds behind Lenora. Okay, this is another reason why I wanted to point out to you guys that I don't believe Kanika Body was in this ballroom. Okay, because I don't believe that Lenora would have stayed in that room for 10 seconds staring at her sister on a stretcher or whatever the case may be before Mom even enter into the room. Okay, she's already in the room 10 seconds before Teresa walk in the door. Okay. All right, 22 seconds later, they come flying out. 22 seconds later. Okay, guys? So, they definitely didn't see a body. Okay, because I definitely don't think that they would have been staring at it for 22 seconds and then ran out. And we definitely don't believe that the body was transported from the freezer to this ballroom area and back to the freezer. Okay, so we have to put in our heads together. What could have possibly went down in this moment for them to take off running? Or was this scene staged altogether? Because I do have people that I work with that feel that this particular scene was staged altogether. I really don't agree. And the reason why I don't agree is because of what I'm getting ready to show you guys and some more pieces that I've kind of found later on. But I actually believe that this is a real scene. Okay. But we do believe that Kanika wasn't in that room. Okay. We believe at that particular time, the family was notified about Kanika's death. We believe this was the time Teresa and Lenora was notified about Kanika's death and possibly shown a picture of Kanika. This could be when they both noticed her hair looking wet and soapy. Okay, now if they notified them and told them your daughter or what happened or where she was found, okay, and they showed her a picture, then this would explain Lenora seeing her hair wet and soapy in a picture. Okay, and the picture could be the reason why, or them being notified could be the reason why they took off running out. Okay, but the accurate time that this happened is the evening of September the 9th at 6:48 p.m. Chicago time, Central Time. Okay. So this actually happened. This whole scene that we looking at actually happened September the 9th at 6:48. And to actually see them run out this ballroom, and we know that Kenneka's body couldn't have been in his ballroom. Okay. The only thing that would make sense is they notified them, and they could have possibly showed them a picture. And this is the reason why Lenora said when she seen her hair was wet and soapy. Okay, because this will really be the only time that Lenora will be able to even observe her hair. Okay, within that 22 seconds that they were in that room. All right. All right. When did the bar manager find Kenneka? Okay, so we have the bar manager's statement of when he found Kenneka. Now, this right here might be a little bit complex. Excuse me, y'all, complex to understand. But try to follow along with me. Okay, just follow along with me. We all seen this statement many a times. Okay, this statement right here of the bar manager, well, this narrative. That he searched the back kitchen while patrol officers was searching the dock area. Okay, and he explained how he found Kenneka in a freezer. Okay. All right, and this is a picture or video or footage of his narrative. Do you guys get what I'm saying? This is pretty much a footage of what he explained in the narrative. Okay. And this exactly is not 12 o'clock, because remember, the manager's shift ended at 10:30. So this will actually be at 8 o'clock. No, is it? Yeah, at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock? Or 7 o'clock, 7:30, 7:23. This actually would have took place at 7:23. Okay, so he couldn't have possibly just found Kenneka's body in that photo. They had already met with the family and exposed and showed her body and said, so he couldn't have possibly just now discovered the body. This whole scene was staged. And trust me, y'all, when I say this whole scene was staged. Not that he actually did not find her body, did not discover her body, but this particular scene right here is staged to make it look like in this moment he went and found her body, when he in fact had already discovered her body and the police had already met with the family. And like I said, this right here took place at 7:23, not 12:23. Let's get it. The bar manager walks back towards the freezer just after Teresa and her family departs from the hotel. Now, remember, the family meets inside that bar room with a couple cops. They explain, maybe show them a picture. Bam, they bounce. The family leave out the hotel. Okay, now at 7:30, he's seen going in the back. Okay, which is actually a half an hour before the crime scene photos was taken. Yes, a half an hour before the actual crime scene photos is taken. So when you look at that picture and you realize that he's not actually just finding Kenneka, he could be actually leading the cops back to the freezer area to take the crime scene photos. Let's get it. When were the crime scene photos taken? Now, I can't translate this right, because I did have some help with this and I tried to understand it. And Freddie, if you want to jump in at any time and help me. But I tried to narrow down and translate it the best way I could. Okay. But according to Rosemont files, the crime scene photos was first taken at 8 p.m. Okay, on the photos, you could, click properties and you will see that the photos was uploaded at 8 o'clock, at 8 p.m. Okay, the original times of these photos have been modified by Rosemont by downloading the photos onto a disk that changed the original time. One photo which still reflects its original time, 8:07. And there was another photo that reflects its original time, which was 8:09. These photos was taken on the evening of September the 9th at around 8 p.m. And the times were modified and changed and now reflecting the times that they were uploaded into a disc. If y'all get what I'm saying. Nobody get what I'm saying, drop me a 2 and I'll try to go through that again slowly. But the original time of these photos was taken around 8 p.m. I'm sorry, y'all, 8 p.m. But once they downloaded these photos onto a disc, it reflected a new change time. Okay, so the original time these photos was taken was 8 o'clock p.m., which will be after they discovered her body, which will be after they met with mom and explained to her, and which will be after he walked into that room with that stage fake, just going to the freezer and making everybody think that in that moment he was discovering her body. So after this went down, 30 minutes later, this is when around 30 minutes later, this is when these photos were taken. Okay. Siobhan, you said 7. Is 7, do 7 mean you with me or do it me? Okay, I see Fred saying yes, so I must be on point because I know he got my back. He helped me figure this out, y'all. Okay, so the original time was override or whatever, however you say, overwritten or whatever by the new times. Okay, but the original time reflected around 8 p.m. Okay, that these photos was taken. All right. I'm shaking like hell too, y'all. Which also makes sense right here because we see a photo. We see him in footage, the bar manager speaking with Rose My PD. Now, again, this time right here, if you subtract it by 5 hours, will be around 8 o'clock. I'm getting ready to point something out to y'all. Okay, so this was actually going on at 8:16 p.m. Okay, a few minutes after the crime scene photos was taken. Okay, and this could be the reason why the bar manager is seen with half his shirt hanging out, because just a half an hour before or 20 minutes before, he was helping move the body to take the crime scene pictures. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna back it up a little bit. Okay, the crime scene pictures, we see 2 crime scene pictures that we know reflect time 8:07 and 8:09. Okay, so here it is in 8:16. You see this man with his shirt half hanging out, which makes you think, what was you doing for your shirt to be half hanging out, for you to have this little tacky look? So remind you, he could have just been coming back from moving a body and helping them take these crime scene photos, because it wasn't a crime scene investigator to take the photos. These are the people that I call the cover-up crew that actually took these photos. Now, when you think about it, he looking like somebody that was just wrestling with a body and trying to take photos. You guys get what I'm saying? So this could explain why he's sitting here looking tacky as hell. Okay, again, he walks away after talking to the cop. It's 8:16, just a few minutes after the crime scene photos was taken. Okay, he ain't even fixed his shirt. And you see he have his arm sleeve, like kind of like he unbuttoned it, so he had, in case he had to roll his arm sleeves up. You see it, guys? So it looks like at that, this was right after he was helping them move the body to take the crime scene photos. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Yeah, sleeves rolled up. Exactly. Okay, what time did Teresa arrive back to the hotel to see Kanika's body? Okay, if you can recall, Teresa stated in an interview that she didn't see Kanika's body until approximately 5 hours later, 5 hours after she was found. Okay, so we believe Teresa left the hotel after giving the news of her daughter and possibly seeing a picture of her daughter around 6:48. Okay, and she went back approximately 5 hours later to identify Kanika's body, which was at 12 midnight. Okay. So right here, you see, if you subtract 5 hours, it's actually 12 midnight in this scene. It's not it's 12 midnight in this scene. Okay. Now, which makes perfect sense because Teresa said she had to wait 5 hours to see her daughter. So it makes perfect sense. They told her, they notified her of what went on and possibly show her a picture at 6:48, brought her back at midnight to actually see Kanika's body. So this is why Teresa said she had to wait approximately 5 hours to get a chance to see Teresa. Okay, fits perfectly. And let us know that we are so on point with our timeline conversion. All right. All right, the time shown in this footage is on September the 6th at 5:07, but we know that that time is not accurate because that would mean that Teresa waited 11 hours to see Kanika. Right? However, this time also needs to be converted to determine the actual time. Subtracting 5 hours from 12 a.m. Subtracting 5 hours would be 12 a.m. on September the 10th, not 5 a.m. Okay, so this fit closer to the timeline that Teresa gave us, saying that she waited 5 hours to see Kanika. Okay, you guys with me? You so silly, Tara. You so silly. All right, we're going to do a quick timeline recap. Okay, we're going to do a quick timeline recap. Rosemont police began showing up at approximately 1818, okay, which is 6:18 p.m. on 9/9. Okay, body was discovered, and I'm going to tell y'all how I figured that, at approximately 6:30 on 9/9. Okay, Teresa was notified about Kanika's death at 6:48. Okay, crime scene photos was taken at 8 p.m. on 9/9. Teresa came back to identify the body 5 hours later at midnight on 9/10. You guys are with me. Okay, so the reason why I say the body was discovered at 6:30 a.m. I failed to mention that to you guys. Let me see. I got something else I'm gonna show y'all that somebody sent me from another YouTuber, but before I get to that, that's basically confirmation. This is the reason why I say that she was discovered at 6:30. Okay. Okay, now remember I explained to you guys that Rosemont PD was dispatched at 6:18. You know, they was starting to show up at the hotel around 6:18. Okay, and remember I told you guys that all three parties, Rosemont police, the editor, and the bar manager, was seen together as if they was just meeting, okay, and separating, and then you seeing them walk down a hall only a few minutes apart. Okay, well, the only thing that really makes sense is when they got there, okay, the bar manager went straight to the body. Okay, the manager took them straight to the body. And when we see them walking down that hall, and I'm even believing that Cassandra was in there too, and she was probably the one that took that photo that Teresa and them saw and ran out of there. Okay, because we see these three together. We see that these guys was just together, like they was just meeting somewhere. So I as far as them meeting somewhere, I'm believing that they actually was at the body, okay, just before we see them walking down this hall right here. Okay, just before we see them walking down this hall right here. Okay. I believe they discovered her body just before we see all three of them breaking, and coming from where they coming from. Okay, which I believe was the kitchen area. Okay, because like I told you, that scene with the bar manager going into, that was not the proper time. That was, they had already found Kanika. That was totally staged for us to believe that was when he discovered her. No, he actually found the body. They was there together prior to them notifying Teresa. Okay, so right before this right here is when I think that they all discovered it together. Okay, and you see them all walking away. She could have took a quick photo, and now she's getting ready to go to work on her edits. Okay, and you see the manager. He's not with the cops that's getting ready to break the news to Teresa. It's like they were together, all together. They probably took the picture, had a quick conversation, and they parted ways. Okay, then you see three of the cover-up crew walking down this hall right here. Okay, and two of the officers, they met with Teresa and Lenora, who just came back to the hotel to get the news. Okay, so this is when I believe that they found her body actually at 6:30. Well, quote unquote, found her body at 6:30. All right. Okay, and this is, like I said, this is when you convert the proper time. Okay, the proper times have to be converted in order to figure out what timeline we looking at. Okay. All right, so this right here was a document that somebody sent me from a YouTuber who actually did a video on the timelines, and they brought this document up, and I guess they was kind of thrown off. I don't know if you guys can really see it clear, because I really couldn't see it clear, but I definitely see 6:30. Okay, I definitely see where it say they observed Kanika Jenkins in the lower level area of the hotel at approximately 6:30. Now, from my understanding, this was a search warrant. This was a document from Cook County, and from my understanding, this no longer can be found. Okay, this has been completely removed from their files to where you can no longer find this. But it was actual proof that they found Kanika at 6:30. Okay, so like I said, I could send you guys, or you guys can go on over to Sam's video and watch her video. She actually do a video on this. Okay, and it was a good video, and I definitely needed this form, so it makes sense. Okay, so we have actual proof right here that Kanika was found at 6:30, and I just showed you guys to back that up. I just showed you guys that it was a time where they met up and they separated. You guys see what I'm saying? And it was at 6:30. All right, so this is proof right here of what I'm saying. She was actually found at 6:30. So that scene that we seeing with the bar manager could not be accurate because it's 7:30. She was already found an hour prior to that scene. Like I said, that scene right there was a half an hour before the crime photos were taken. So it could have been that he was leading whoever to the freezer area to take the crime scene photos because her body had already been discovered. Okay. Yeah, just like that, Fred. Just like that. I wish me and Sam can actually come together with our information, because we have a lot of the same subs, and people feel like we should work together with our information because it seemed like, we be on the same, we actually researching the same stuff at the same time, but hey, what I can say, y'all, the dots are connecting. Okay, so yeah, she did find this document that was completely removed from their system, and it actually shows the time. And I'm sorry I can't make it clear for you guys. Like I said, go head over to her video, check out her video. She is on point with her information, and I don't know the name of it, but you guys, I'm sure you guys will stumble on it and can find it. Okay, but check out that video. It's actually proof that she was found at 6:30 p.m. Okay. All right. So now this post right here will make a lot of sense. This post right here makes sense because remember, when looking at this post at first, we was thinking like, okay, she reported this 3 hours early. Or two, like what we was like, oh, she was too early. Remember, guys, we kept saying that she was too early with this post, and we kept saying that Kanika had to have found her before the time that they told us, they gave us, because, and this is the reason why I wanted to bring this post back up, because we was questioning the timeline when looking at Chalo's post. Okay, Chalo posted it September the 9th at 9:40, which means they had already found her. She was already reported gone. Okay, she was reported dead at 6:48 when the cops met with her parents. I mean, with her mom and sister. Okay, so this post would make perfect sense. Now it would make sense. We had the times off, y'all. We had the times off. Okay. So now when we actually convert the time into its proper time, shit start making sense. Or is it just me? It started making sense. Okay, so this right here was just a breakdown, just the area for me to show you guys what time Rosemont was dispatched to the hotel, what time Kanika body, quote unquote, was found. Okay, what time, because at the same time, they had to stage a finding during that time so they can get her up out of there. You see what I'm saying? What time, what else did we point out? What time was the crime scene photos taken? And what time did Teresa actually get to see Kanika body? Everything line up, everything connects. And so we know that we were actually deceived into thinking it was later than what it really was. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. I didn't have much. I'm actually working on something else, so I don't want to keep going through this and spoil it. Okay, I hope I did my best explaining to you guys. And giving you guys a clear understanding of the timelines, okay? And I have to give a lot of credit to Fred Woods. Fred Woods helped me understand the CAD system, and the only way for us to follow the time and get the accurate time is by looking at that CAD system. So Fred, shout out to you. Like, you came right on time. I love my truth seekers. Like, y'all just amazing. So I didn't do this all on my own. You know, like I said, you know, Fred helped me put some pieces together. And it just all fit. It just all fit together. It just all fit together. So that's the end of that. I'm gonna read this chat room and see what you guys are saying. Y'all, this is why they never wanted us to learn how to read. Tisha, you ain't never lied. They can't pronounce the time of death. Great work, sis. Thank you, Siobhan. Great find this queen. Thanks, Wit. That scene looked fake. Yeah, that scene was very fake. Siobhan, they had already, and I'm believing that wasn't the first time he found Kanika. I believe he'd already knew Kanika was in there. Okay, but that's a whole topic for a whole nother day. We're gonna do a timeline event. We're gonna break that down. But I definitely believe that wasn't the first time, you know, when Rosemont was dispatched there. I don't believe that was the first time that he discovered her. You know, I believe he already knew she was in there, you know, but yeah. So like I said, that's a lie for a different day. So I just wanted to point out those things so we at least have a time frame on when the police got there, you know, just on these things, because this really matters. And that's huge. You know what I'm saying? If they would try to cover something like that up, you know, and because Crown Plaza totally fabricated their time so that it will mirror that the time of the dispatch. You see what I'm saying? They totally fabricated that time. And when they did that, they didn't convert the time to Chicago time. So that was a total throw off right there. Okay, and like I said, we exposing cover-ups over here, and I don't care who gonna go down. If you're a part of any type of cover-up, you're going down. Period. I've been told y'all that. Like, yeah, it do affect you. This stuff being exposed to you, and you like, damn, they really went through all of this, But at the end of the day, we as truth seekers, we have to be ready to expose whoever at any given time. Period. If we want to get to the truth. Okay. And I kind of feel that that's why, God uses certain people, because certain people have the boldness to go out there and do his work, no matter how ugly it may look, or no matter how deep the puddle get. We'll strap our boots on and we'll go out there and work. We'll get the job done. So that's just the way I see it. I'm ready to call anybody out at any given time. So that's connected to this cover up, or her death. I do believe that there's some that's responsible for her death. There's some responsible for setting her up. There's some that's responsible for covering her up, for covering this up. I want to bring all of them down. And I've been said, starting from the bottom, working our way to the top. So we definitely moving a little bit different. The things that I'm bringing to the table, they just can't deny it. They can't deny this stuff. They can't debunk it if they wanted to. They pretty much caught, so, and they didn't think somebody as smart as Fred and myself would put these pieces together, and the world, the YouTubers that's working hard, they didn't think that we were smart enough to figure this stuff out. We sure been showing them wrong, proving them wrong. They felt like, because they have been, getting over on the world for so long, they feel like people is just sleep, lost sheep, dead sheep. And they've been doing all kind of crimes and stuff, and just doing all kind of wrong and evil and everything to us. And people have been sleeping on it. They thought that we wasn't smart enough to figure out what the hell they did. But no. God said it was a time for the world to wake up. It was a time for the veil to be removed. And that's just what time we're in right now. So things are going to get exposed. They really messed up when they decided to collaborate or come together against Kanika. They really messed up. So, and remember, the Bible say your enemies will conspire against you. Like, they will collectively come together and conspire against you. And I believe this is what we're seeing right here. Okay. I'm going to read some of these comments. Malika, what I didn't disclose to you is that I was accused of a crime and had to use the very same resources that I had to exonerate me. That CAD system was golden in my case as a deputy. Okay, friend. That's why I said you came right on time with that CAD, because I kind of feel like if we didn't pay attention to that CAD system, we wouldn't have known to even convert those times. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even know, not the Crown Plaza footage time. So I think you came right on time with that. For real. I don't believe she was ever frozen. That was a lie. No, I don't believe she was frozen either. I don't believe she was frozen either. Or not frozen solid. Most definitely not frozen solid. Okay, that's why. But I do think that we're going to get to that. I do think we're going to get to that. Like I said, it seemed like God is showing things in like, in like sets, like, in different scenes and stuff. So I do think that we're going to get to that though. Cause I did start working on the presentation, y'all. I don't want to put it out right now. I'm still working on it, but I do have a presentation I'm working on, as far as like identifying some signs, gang signs, Illuminati signs, some stuff that I kind of felt like they left around that we can actually point out. So there's so much surrounding this case, so much information surrounding this case. We just have to understand that our God is a God of order and structure. And when he do things like Melissa said to me today, is line upon line, precept upon precept. So the way it's being delivered to me And the way I'm able to deliver to you guys is line upon line, precept upon precept, in orderly fashion. You see what I'm saying? That's why I would never part from God, especially when it comes to working on this case right here, because he do everything in perfect order, and we actually have the perfect understanding when he's involved. We get it. Okay, so I definitely think it's going to be a time we're going to look at the area. We're going to look at a lot of more stuff, information surrounding this case. But the timeline in this particular, like, we had to get that corrected. We definitely had to get that corrected. Well, see, I really don't know, because I really, like I said, sometimes I would just speak to y'all, just speaking my mind, but I just feel like I have a better outcome when I wait on the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't want to speak on my opinion of the freezer. I'm gonna wait on the Lord with that. I don't want to distort this whole video by leaning on my own understanding when it comes to the freezer photos. So when the time comes, I'm definitely gonna speak on it. That's why they ain't want the FBI involved. Then the Crown Plaza and the police would have been in hot water. Oh, most definitely, because Fred, didn't you say that it was the crime was against the law itself? For them to even for the Crown Plaza to even alter the times like that, and we clearly caught them in a lab because they use UTC time. So from my understanding, Fred said that this is actually against the law. So I'm sure they knew that. And this is the reason why they didn't want the FBI investigating. There's many levels to they cover up. Okay. And threw a block of ice in there. Tasha, you asked me, do I got a new microphone? I'm on my daughter's laptop. Do I sound different? There's no confusion with our God. That's right, Amelia. This explains why the mob blames the hotel with the time of death. There's no way to know who's responsible, which puts the hotel at fault. Yep. And it's a lot of reasons why she's going after that hotel, but this is definitely one of them, because for their cover up, they part of the cover up. But it's a few reasons why she's going after them. We're going to get to that too, y'all. We gonna get to that. God has showed me so much. Sometimes you just have to step away and just take a break and just pray and just meditate. Like, he didn't show me so much, but it's not of like, you have to sometimes just be meek. Not sometimes, but all the time. You have to just be meek and do things accordingly, to structure and how he structured things according to his plan, not your own. You know what I'm saying? So he showed me a lot. I just don't want to confuse anybody. Like, if I just start coming out, leaning on my own understanding, telling y'all what I think this, which I done plenty of times before, I would just really mess things up and confuse the situation. I'm really working on my own personal growth, during this journey right here. So I'm learning now to just be more meek and to be patient and just wait on the Lord. Just wait on the time and season for everything to just come out, to unfold, Facts, major cover up. Oh yeah, it's definitely a major cover up. It's more, and I think right here we just really pointing out the cover up in the timeline, in the times. So this is only a piece, because we still have reenacted scenes. We still have staged scenes, I believe, that we haven't really looked at or uncovered. And I don't really want to touch into that right now, because I'm still looking at some stuff. But this is just a part of their cover up. Them manipulating the times to try to throw everybody off. So along with the blurry photos, the blurry footage, you got manipulated times, fabricated times. You see what I'm saying? This was all a part of their cover up. You think Zach's death was connected to Kanika's death? I really don't know, Stephanie, because I haven't followed Zach's death, but in the beginning I did feel like that. I kind of feel like Zach was he got along with everybody. I kind of felt like he got along with everybody, all different sets, all different gangs. It just don't seem like he had no troubles, no issues before this Kanika case. So I really don't know, because I haven't followed the T Street situation. I do know his friend was murdered, but I haven't really followed it to, you know, kind of connect what's going on in his case. But I do pray for his family. And one thing I want to mention about Zach, you know, it just really surprises me. And I'm thinking I'm really the mouthpiece for the world. Sometimes I just say stuff that everybody want to say. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all was thinking this shit. It just really stands out to me how everybody was so ready to crucify Zach. And I mean, the world was ready to crucify Zach. I never felt comfortable of even accusing Zach of anything. That's why the most y'all heard me say was he probably participated in actually setting the scene. And he actually, what else did I say about Zach? He probably edited them kids' lives. But first, I never called Zach a murderer. I never call, and if somebody see it, please bring it in my face. Okay, I never call him a murderer. I never call him a rapist because I didn't have that feeling in my spirit that he did that. And I didn't have no proof whatsoever. And neither did none of y'all. And so it really shocks me how everybody had quickly shift from Zach being a monster to him being a Care Bear. Like that really, it stood out to me. I was like, wow. And I'm going to really speak it because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all was thinking it. Like, how did he go from being a monster to a Care Bear overnight? Everybody, and that's why I think that we shouldn't be so quick to accuse people, because I told y'all this like 2 months ago, a lot of people was thrown into this setup that wasn't a part of this setup, that was not there, that's not affiliated with these people. And we have been doing this from the very beginning. When would it stop? If we don't have proof that somebody was actually there or involved, why even do a whole segment on talking about them or exposing them? We have to be really careful when it comes to that, because these people live in a war zone. So when you start speaking out names and saying such and such is involved with such and such, you don't think that somebody might pick that shit up and go back and report that? And now you got that person blood on your hands. We just reporters. We're not real crime scene investigators. Okay, and we might do a little research behind the scenes so that we will have information to report. But we're not really crime scene investigators. And sometimes you can't go down go to an area that God hadn't even called you to. So God hadn't called me to the Zach area and to look into Zach death, and I wasn't gonna take my butt over there, because I don't go in areas where I don't feel like I'm not called to, because that can just be some ruckus. Like, that could just be a terrible situation when people is sticking a nose where it don't belong, or treading their feet somewhere where it don't belong. The devil is quick. He's swift to go run to evil. Not Ty, says the captain. She's not about to be running towards no evil. I'm only going where I'm called. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying, you know, we was throwing a lot of people in it. We was throwing a lot of people under the bus. We was dogging a lot of people out. We called them everything but the child of God. Made Wikipedia pages or Everpedia pages about these people. Destroyed these people, character, name, and everything. And when will it stop? When will it stop? Because we've been doing this since the very beginning. So Zach was just another victim of social media attack, and maybe T Streets too, from what I heard. At this point, I think that we should just come. If we're going to come, we need to come correct. We need to come with some heavy receipts, period. You know, and even pray, because sometimes just because God is showing you something don't mean he wants you to show the world, or, you know, not at that proper time. Sometimes he's just showing you so you can build from that or increase your knowledge. Go and do some more reading in that area, but not for you to be so swift to go report the information. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm learning. I'm learning when God is telling me, okay, withdraw from this and study and just let me fill you up. And then versus when he's telling me to step out and pour out. You see what I'm saying? We can't just be all over the place. So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to get that out. We have to be called to an area, because this right here is a spiritual warfare. I don't know how many times we said this. We see the the manifestation of it, you know, in a physical realm of people getting killed and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's a spiritual warfare, you know, and so you can't just go in areas where you wasn't called to fight. That's what I think. So I did see a video of Zach contending that he will stand up to the masses, that he brought Kanika to her death. Only after his death did I see it. I wonder why. I don't know. I think, and I also said that too, Fred. I spoke on this before. I think that Zach, and this is the reason why I did say in the beginning that I think that his death had something to do with Kanika's. The reason why I said that in the beginning, because it seemed like Zach took a lot of slack for putting those videos out. Now, I'm not talking about from the world. I'm talking about from those that probably knew him personally, you know, closely. Now, he probably did it to, you know, to kind of cover up for, you know, some of his boys, Peasy them. But at the end of the day, it was so much that came out of that was exposed from that wasn't supposed to be exposed. You know, people started to wonder, was it more than one room? I mean, just different things, you know. People started questioning the times, you know. So I think he took a lot of slack, you know, and to the point to where he said, you know what, I'll take the heat. I'll take the heat. I'll take the heat for all of you. Y'all can blame it all on me. Because Zach actually wrote a status and said that he can even lie. You know, I mean, if anybody, he would have people thinking that he's telling the truth, but he's just lying or something like that. Y'all know what I'm saying. I don't know if it was one of them Scarface quotes, even when I'm lying, I'm telling the truth or some shit. I don't know. But he really let us know that Zach is a good liar. He will lie and he really don't care. And he would take that stuff to, you know, so I really believe that Zach kind of allowed everybody to kind of pin it on him. And he really didn't care because he knew at the end of the day, nobody really had no proof that he did anything. That was probably just to make up for y'all, you know, pointing fingers at Bibby and looking into Rico and looking at Peasy and looking at Killer. Fuck it, I'll take the heat for everybody. I did it, yup. Because people started saying he did, right? People started saying he did. So he was like, forget it, I'll take it, yup. And it kind of remind me of Tolliver Herman. Kind of remind me of the same thing. He was saying in the beginning that I had nothing to do with it. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Then eventually he went from that to, y'all, I did it. Okay, what? F Kanika, F y'all. Now come see me, come get me, come find me. What? It kind of remind me of that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that people was just like, you know, okay, well, y'all want to accuse me of it. Yeah, I did it. Now what? Come find me. If y'all get what I'm saying. That's my opinion in that. Unfortunately, T Streets was there when Zach was murdered. His own cousin put that out. I wouldn't doubt that. I don't know. Because I haven't been, you know, really looking into Zach's murder and stuff. But I think that's a sad situation. If his friend was there and that's supposed to be his boy, that's a sad situation. I just don't want to tread to an area that I'm not caught in, you know. I watch the news though. I just been working on this Kanika case behind the scenes and trying to understand the timeline and stuff. So I really didn't have time to watch any videos and stuff on T Streets. T Streets was deaf. I talked to him night before he died. Told him to keep his head up. Him and his family was tore up. I feel bad that shit happened because people jump to conclusions. That's sad. That's sad. We definitely have to be careful because it's a war zone in Chicago. So remember my last live to y'all. I did my last live and I told y'all the reason why I didn't want to move forward, because if people was moving a certain way, I didn't know if I wanted to be the one to out it, you know, but I just figured I'm just going to stick with the facts of the case. You know what I'm saying? And things that go on outside of Chicago, just report that. You know, I mean, outside of this case, just report that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be treading my love button in every area, and everything that's going on. I'm just not, you know. No one blamed T Streets. Only thing that was said is he was there and he was. Yeah. But you know what, like I said, you gotta be careful because some people is moving, they moving discreetly. Like even if he was, let's just say he was there. Okay, he did set this up. He did plot that. Ask yourself, would you want to be the one that out that nigga and say, I seen him in the cut He did it. Like, I don't mind doing it when it comes to this Kanika case because I know I'm called to do it when it comes to this Kanika case. But do you really want to be the one like, yeah, I seen that nigga back there that cut it was him? Like, I don't, me myself, I'm like, I'll wait till the police find out who did it. You know, I just don't think that's my area. Stay where you are called. Exactly, Lily. You just can't go everywhere. You know, I just wouldn't want to be the one that kind of put that out there. You know, as far as with Kanika case, it's a lot of light that needs to be shined in the world, you know, of darkness. So it's the reason why God called us to all look into this case right here, because it's so much that come out of this case right here, you know. So that's the reason why I'm really focused when it comes to this right here. But we see deaths all the time in Chicago because I'm blogging it. I got my website and I blog it, and it's a lot of deaths. I mean, people are dropping like flies. Okay, it ain't even, is it officially summer? I mean, people are dropping like flies. We see it. You know, I don't want to investigate these murders. I'm just gonna report them. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And just stick my little investigation skills or whatever I can bring to the table in this Kanika case. Y'all feel me? So I really don't know much about his case. I don't. Malika, thanks a ton for your presentation and acquaintance. I have to get on my school assignment due today. I look forward to being a part of your YouTube fam. You already know it, Fred. You all seem class personified. You already know, Fred. I'm so grateful to have met you. Like I said, I'm so thankful that God sent you my way. You are definitely a blessing. Have a good day, Fred. We'll talk some more. We definitely talk some more because we just got a little piece of information out. We got way more bombs to drop. We got a lot more work to do. So thank you, Fred. All beauty. We all confused. Don't feel guilty. Let me see what she said. It's hunting me because I'm guilty of saying, oh yeah, he was there, and deep down inside I really didn't know. Don't let it hunt you. All beauty. Don't let it hunt you, because at the end of the day, we live and we learn. That's the purpose of life. God is shaping us for his kingdom. So the whole purpose of us being here is to be shaped and to be molded into perfection. So don't never feel no type of shame. Again, if you do feel that way for a minute, and pray that stuff off of you and keep it moving, because you human. Okay, you human. So when I throw things out there, you know, sometimes I might say it just so we can kind of, and I do it for myself, so we can kind of check ourselves and kind of move a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, not so we can harbor in guilt or shame, because at the end of the day, we are human and we gonna make mistakes. My husband is like that. My husband would mess up. I mean, he would lose some money or whatever the case may be, and he will harp on that all day. I'll be like, baby, you are human. Let it go. It happens. Now, you know, just move on. Move on from it. Move on from it. Because that can literally just mess up your whole day. It can be, you know, a cancer to everybody around you. And, you know, so it's okay. It's cool. But at the end of the day, you know, we have to just be careful from here on out, you know, who we throwing into the loop, because a lot of people have been thrown into this that wasn't there, whether it was from the public, whether it was from the ops, you know, and we already have enough cover-ups to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We already have enough, you know, deception to kind of deal with. So we don't want to be adding more to it, which is what we did in the beginning. We already had to try to figure out the Crown Plaza's cover up, Rosemont's cover up. But now we, you know, people was being thrown into it that wasn't even there, just to distract us even more and keep us further away from the truth. But the time has come for us to face the truth. We would no longer be further from the truth. We are literally walking closer and closer to the truth each day. It's time for us to face the truth of what went down to Kanika in every aspect of this case. And I'm yes, be thankful. I'm so thankful for Fred Steph. I'm so thankful. He came right on time helping me figure this out, man. Right on time. So I was literally able to work on this in like 2 days and present it to y'all. I actually have been working on it for a minute, but I stopped. I was able to kind of pick it back up and insert the clips from the CAD information and all the other new information that I got. I was able to, insert those clips and put the pieces together in like 2 days. Like, oh, it's ready. Now it makes sense. So after I spoke with Fred, I'm like, oh, I'm about to reshift this presentation. It's gonna be ready. I'll be going live tomorrow. And plus, I gotta, reach out to my people. And Steph, if I got your email, thanks for encouraging me. You know I love you. All right, y'all. This was a really short live. And I hope that, no matter how long I actually spend on here with y'all, that, it's powerful enough, it's enlightening and information be brought to the table. For the most part, that's the whole reason why I like doing the live presentations, just so I can know everybody is actually following me and people just not thumb down in my videos because they just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't get it, let me know. You ain't got to thumbs down my video. I can slowly walk you through it, because it took a minute for me to get it. It really took a minute for me to get it. But when I started subtracting the times around the times the cops was dispatched to the scene, then everything started to connect. Even when I saw the 3 cover-up people in the hall at the same time, I was like, oh, they just came back from, quote unquote, finding a body. Like, everything just started making sense to me. So at that point, I just knew we was on point, and we was just even closer to figuring all this out. And remember, I said, y'all, I was really praying to God that we be able to kind of, pinpoint out they cover up and they plan and stuff like that. And I believe he's granting us that. I believe he's definitely granting us that. Open minds. I love you. I'll see you later. I'll come back on, and if nothing else, just have a quick chat with y'all. But I'm gonna get to working behind the scenes and trying to, figure out some more stuff. And I'll definitely come back on and have a even I apologize to Kenneth Tart. Yeah. I apologize to a lot of them. A lot of them didn't get, I don't even think they seen it. You know how normally when you go on Messenger or something to tell you if somebody actually seen it, I don't think a lot of them even seen it, because they probably get so many inboxes from random people now. You know what I'm saying? But I did the same thing, Stephanie. I sent apologies out with links to my videos, just so they can know that somebody, actually caught that, and they really, and they came back and they debunked the stuff that was out there about them being there. So I'm hoping that they see it. I'm hoping that, they know. But I think at this point, they probably just moved on with their life. Like, to hell with it, So, which is all good, because the truth, everybody is going to have their time and season. It was a time and season for those guys to get exonerated, or however you pronounce it. But it was a time and season for that, and so, it's all good. Things happen. We human. We made mistakes. We made mistakes. We're going to keep making mistakes. But at the end of the day, we have to be really careful when looking into this case. And this is the reason why Malika said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to start at the very bottom, because I had to go back and look at some stuff and be reminded of some stuff and look at some, lives, look at the lives again, look at the interviews again, and just going through over everything. I'm here. We're here now. So I appreciate you guys for going through all this stuff with me all over again. And I'm thankful to God that he chose me and he started us from the bottom. Okay. I think we've gotten so much revelation from even knowing who these friends is that, brought her to this place. You know what I'm saying? We just got so much. We found 3-4 motives to them, wanting something done to her. Now we're seeing cover-ups from the hotels and from the police department, which we're going to dig more into, and if we find any information on the family, we're going to, have a whole lab bringing that out, because regardless to what, we trying to seek truth and find answers so we can get justice for Kanika, period. So in order for us to get justice, the truth have to be brought to the light. In order for her spirit to get rest, her story must be told. Okay. All right, you guys. So he wrote back. What'd he say, Steph? What'd he say to you, Steph? Yeah, he wrote me back too. He actually told me I wasn't gonna expose him, but now that you said it, he wrote me back too, Steph. He actually told me that my videos was so on point. He told me I'm speaking that facts. He said I'm speaking facts, and he said thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yep, that was my response from Kenneth. So that was very encouraging. To actually even hear him confirm, because I showed him my video. I sent him a link to my video, and he first he cussed me out. First he cussed me out, and he said, "Get on with that goofy shit." I swear to y'all, he said, "Get on with that goofy shit." Y'all know I'm a Cancer, so I'm sensitive. I was like, I went back to one of my partners, like, he just straight up dissed me. But I guess he ended up, the Lord probably put it on his heart to actually watch the video. So he watched my video, and he did write back, and he said that I was speaking real shit. I'm speaking facts. And he said, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I still got a screenshot of his inbox. But yeah. Yeah, ambitious. He was like, get that goofy shit. Ambitious. I was ready to cry. Y'all know I'm a Cancer. I'm so damn sensitive. I was ready to cry. Like, I'm just trying to be helpful. I didn't even have to tell nobody the nigga wasn't there. No, I'm just saying. Team Cancer District. So you already know, we just got a soft spot in our heart, to try to make things right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just trying to make things right. He called me not a goofball, but he was like, get that goofy shit out of here. But God put it in his heart, to actually look at the video, and he did agree that my video was so on point. He did say that, and he said I was speaking facts. And he appreciated it. So that was encouraging. So yeah, I think that if y'all wanted to reach out to anybody and say I had it misunderstood or whatever, that that's what God leads you to do, then do it. But we have to be careful, because they are at a place, you guys might be comfortable, in your place, in the comfort of your home, living under your roof. You're comfortable, but they can't live comfortably like us. They actually in a war zone over there. So we have to be real careful when calling people out and mixing it, because you never know who's watching you. I'll do a video or a live, and I never expect numbers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who the hell gonna tune into my videos or not. But when I go back and I've seen that 4.5 people viewed it, you never know who those views are. And a lot of those, majority of those are coming from Chicago. So you just have to be really careful with what information you put out, making sure you don't want to just throw people under the bus who have nothing to do with the crime at hand. You know what I'm saying? So God is really working with me on that. And that's the reason why I probably haven't really dived into Zach and T Streets and all of that, So I don't really want to speak on certain things, if he hadn't led me to it, So that's how I feel about that. I'm a Cancer. You a Cancer too, Lady Duff? That's why we get along so good. And on the comments, we be in the spirit, boy, just from a comment. July 8th. I'm July 15th. I'm July 15th, y'all. You a Pisces? I don't even know too many Pisces. That's in February, right? Sometimes in February. I don't know too many Pisces or Taurus. My husband is a Libra, which they say is a child of the sun or sun child. I'm a Cancer, so that's a moon child. So my husband is supposed to be a child of the sun. I'm a child of the moon. I just thought that was real interesting when I read that before. And we don't always get along, but we the perfect match. Like we complement each other well. We just, one of us is on 10, the other one is on 1 or 2, or at least try to be humble. So we just, I don't know, opposites attract, I guess. But that him being a sun child and me being a moon child, we have that spiritual connection, I guess you could say. The devil is a lie. Judgment has no emotions. Who was that peeking out of that elevator? Who was that peeking out of what elevator? I don't know. As far as the guy in a red sweater, I actually think that that was that Goody dude. I think it was that Goody dude because you never seen Kenneth Tart that day with some red jogging pants on. You saw him on live during that time with a red hoodie on, him and both Rashawn with a red hoodie on, but you never seen him with no red jogging pants on. But remember, it was also a guy who was a vice lord that was dressed exactly like Rashawn Mitchell. And then the face was so blurry. That right there was so blurry. You can't even just look and pinpoint it out and say that that was somebody. They blurred the fucking face. But it was definitely somebody there that was dressed in a red hoodie. But this guy had on red jogging pants too. You know what I'm saying? So, and you definitely do see the Goody Mob boy. I think his name is Goody Mob. Goody Mob something. I forgot. But you see him in Ty's live. You actually see him in Ty's live. If you go real slow, you can see him squatted down on the floor. Okay, you can actually see him squatted down on the floor because he walked in with some sunglasses and shit on. I think he still had them glasses on in Ty's live. So you could actually place the dude with the red sweater that came in. You could place him in the room. You actually see him in Ty's live. But like I said, he's just squatted down on the floor. But what I have come to know that these two gangs are rivals and they are at war. They've been at war with each other. Okay. Even when Ty was on live breaking the trays, whatever, basically dissing the BDs, because I believe he used to be a part of them. He used to be a part of the, or family was a part of the BDs, but he actually dissed they set, on live when he, broke the trays. So you actually see, if you pay attention and you look at Kenneth Tart's statuses and you go all the way back, you can actually see him talking big shit about that, about, this, the renegade person. Like, he really didn't say the name, but you could pretty much tell that he was talking about Tal, whoever he rolled with. Renegade niggas is confused. I can't stay. I hate them niggas. Like, you can just really pretty much see that he was actually dissing Ty back, and they was talking shit about Ty during that same time Ty was seen on live dissing they set. So these are rival gangs. It always stood out to me when people were saying there was 3, 4, 5 gangs in one hotel at the same time. These gangs haven't been organized like that since 1970 and 1980. It's been war in Chicago for the last 20 years or more. So I'm trying to figure out what would make them come together all for one person. And then when you just start looking deeper off into it, you realize that it was actually people that was thrown into it. And this is why I think too that it wasn't just social media that did. There was a part of their plan to do it like this too. To have a mixture, to make it like it was a mixture of gangs. Think about it. Mike said in his statement there was more than one gang there. So it was a part of their plan so you wouldn't be able to just pin this on the vice lords. You couldn't just pin this on one gang. And nobody could for the past 5, 6 months. Nobody could just pin it on one gang, one set. It was just a set time when things was going to be exposed. So that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, go back and watch my videos and look at that Gaia, look at that video again, look at that footage again, look at the guy Goody boy. I forgot the other name he used, but Goody boy, maybe Maze or something, I don't know. But look at that again. And I actually believe that was him because we see him more than one time in the hotel with that red sweater on. He said, yeah, you deaf for Cancer, July 15th. That's your bro birthday, July 15th. And I got my Libras, like my husband. Y'all got to make sure them scales is balanced. I'm just going to say that before I get off. Y'all Libras, make sure them scales is balanced, please. Because when y'all scales ain't balanced, man. Man. You got to take my doggy outside. Love you. Love you too, Steph. I'll talk to you later. Or email me. Short but sweet to the point. Thanks, amazing. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I got to get ready to take my little man to boxing. I'm raising the next Floyd Mayweather. I just got a son that just grew up loving to box. He was trying to lift weights at 3. So I'm got my baby in training. We training him, so I got to get him to this gym shortly. But I just wanted to say that and bring this information to you guys. So now when we actually looking at the footage, we can actually convert the proper time and know how to do it. Okay. I love you guys so much. Since Chicago had gangs from way back when, could it be those killer spirits roaming? I don't know. That's a good question. They are definitely, see, gangs. Let me just say this before I go. Although gangs might be separated and feuding with each other, warring against each other and things like that, that's just a tactic from Satan. They all are really spiritually connected, spiritually aligned, because they all work for who? They all work for who? They work for the devil. I mean, just to be real with y'all, they work for Satan. So spiritually, all these people are really connected and aligned. But this is what Satan does. He try to make it seem like, the kingdoms are divided, and he turned people against each other. And he have people warring against each other and fighting against each other. But it's really his spirits that's making them do that. And they so blinded, they can't really see that they both serve the same masters. So they really are spiritually aligned. They don't see that because they blind. Okay, so in the physical realm, you see them fighting and warring and all that stuff, but in the spiritual realm, it's just these demons over here versus them demons over there that's making them war against each other, if you feel what I'm saying. So, spiritually, they are all one. They are all aligned, and we're going to climb up this ladder because it's a pyramid. And it is higher ups that's even connected to this gang. Okay. And the gangs have always had some type of political involvement, or some type of business, arrangements or deals with higher ups. So we actually climbing up the ladder of the pyramid. I believe you said earthbound spirits. You said earthbound limbo trapped spirits. Is that what you said? Yeah. And I guess people too that's channeling them spirits, I don't know. But what I'm gonna do, you guys, me and Melissa was talking to, I'm gonna say this too before I forget. Me and Melissa was talking about presenting to you guys. I actually should have did my scripture first that Queen of Jacks told me to start off every presentation with a scripture. I didn't get a chance to. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me, Lord. I actually forgot. It slipped my mind. But Melissa was talking about doing a fast. So I want to present the idea of us coming together, doing I guess you call it a universal fast, because we all spread it out all over the world. So I want us to come together and do a universal fast. Okay. If you guys are with it, not just me and Melissa behind the scenes fasting, but I want to ask you guys, if you guys want to, engage and do it with us. I want to, see if I can get everybody to actually fast, with us, and we all together do a fast for maybe maybe 3 fat days a week. We'll decide and come back to the table and see what revelation we got after this fast. I just believe that we need to do a fast. I would love for ourselves to join us in a universal fast. So I asked Melissa to come up with a round-the-clock prayer schedule for us, and to come up with a day for us all to do a fast. Okay, so if you all want to engage in that, I'm gonna bring this back up to y'all when we had the dates and stuff set in stone. So it'll be a blessing if we all can do this together as a family, as a team. And I bet you God will reveal so much, because we have submitted ourselves. We have submitted ourselves in unity. This is the spiritual team right here. This is the spiritual power team right here. All of us. And the only way this can work, see, it's not about it is part of it is about YouTubers coming together and bringing information together, but another part of it is about us as a people coming together and submitting ourselves before God and humbling ourselves before God and petitioning God as a people. That's a huge part of what we need to do in order to get, him to move on behalf of this case. Okay, so if you guys is with it, we'll have the time and day and everything that we're going to start. We'll let y'all know, of course, in advance so we can kind of prepare for the fast. And we'll let you guys, I'll bring some information to the table, like what fast we going to do, Daniel fast, or, so yeah, I definitely believe that that's a huge part of it. We definitely have to come together and petition God and submit to God. Okay. So I think he's just looking for that. Okay, because we as believers sin and we believe, but our faith needs to actually produce those works and show him, that we believe so much that our revelation comes from you, that we willing to fast from our flesh and just submit to your spirit. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think that that's what we need to do to prove our faith. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I'm getting ready to go. Hello, Death with a heartbeat. You always come in at the last minute. I'm about to go now, Death. You know how to find me, though. You know how to find me if you need me. I'm sure you got my email. You follow my other pages. You just such a blessing. But all right, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right, in my Jerry Springer voice. Bye, y'all. Love you too, Death. Bye, Sam.